We've reached a crucial moment for the COVID relief Americans desperately need and want, and the GOP is now openly trying to stop it. So this Friday, it's the first big vote, right? The House will vote on Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID rescue package. The Senate now aiming to get it to President Biden by March 14th, and then for President Biden to sign it into law. The Republican Party is opposing this rescue package, in part because they are still mooning over the twice-impeached loser who led their party's defeat. Well, almost everyone, exceptions like Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who voted to impeach Trump after the attack on the Capitol, which led to this delightfully uncomfortable exchange today.
Do you believe President Trump should be speaking, or former President Trump should be speaking at CPAC this weekend?
Yes, he should.
Congresswoman Cheney?
That's up to CPAC. I've been clear in my views about President Trump and the extent to which following January 6th, I don't believe that he should be playing a role in the future of the party or the country.
On that high note, thank you all very much.
You can actually see Kevin McCarthy's soul leave his body at one point in this Cheney's cover. He closes his eyes. It just floats out of him. Shortly thereafter, Republican Congressman and Trump sycophant Jim Jordan tweeted, quote, "President Trump is the leader of the Republican Party." And you know what, Jim? You're right, and Liz Cheney is wrong. The vast majority of Republican officials are falling over themselves to associate with this unpopular loser. We're so used to it at this point that I don't think it strikes us as weird as it is. Like, it's truly upside down. It is very weird in American politics to see a party rally around a loser. Losers tend to bleed popularity and appeal with their supporters and their party, yet they lose. I mean, unless you're a Cubs fan, which of course I am, lovable losers aren't really a thing in politics. There is no big push for Jimmy Carter to run again in 1984. Like, we are the party of Jimmy Carter no matter what. Or to see George H.W. Bush challenge Bill Clinton in 1996. Not only did Donald Trump lose, he has consistently been unpopular since he took office. At his very best, during the brief window when he was pretending to take the coronavirus seriously, Trump could reach a 46% average approval rating. And he left office pushing a personal low point following his incitement of the Capitol insurrection and subsequent second impeachment. And not only is Trump disliked, but unsurprisingly, so are his major legislative and executive actions in office. This chart by Chris Warshaw in The Economist shows the average polled support for major bills and executive actions since 2006. So the farther something is to the right on that chart, the more popular it was. The farther to the left, the less popular. Donald Trump has 3 items on there: the GOP health care bill, the GOP tax reform bill, and the separation of immigrant families. They are by far the least popular items on the chart. Compare all that to President Biden, who has cruised along at a 54% approval rating throughout his first month in office. According to The Economist data, his COVID rescue package is probably the most popular piece of legislation by broad bipartisan support since 2007. In fact, get this. New Morning Consult poll out today. And again, we all take polls, a little bit of grain of salt, right? But when the numbers are this big, they're saying something. So new poll today found 76% of voters support the plan. 76%. That includes 60% of Republicans. You basically never see that. All right? Almost everyone likes this. Earlier today, more than 150 CEOs, including the heads of corporations like Google and Goldman Sachs, signed a letter urging Congress to pass Biden's COVID relief package. Labor unions are on board, too. Republicans at the state and local level support the plan to help their constituents and their businesses. The Republican governor of West Virginia, who Donald Trump praised for not acknowledging Joe Biden as president-elect, says Biden needs to, quote, go big on the COVID aid package and not worry about the federal debt. The promise of direct cash payments was clearly a huge part of how Democrats won 2 Senate seats in Georgia. It was their closing message. The bill has those direct cash payments, $1,400 on top of the $600 in the last bill. It's got money to open schools. It has money for vaccinations, like actually funding a big vaccination program. It's on the right side of public opinion by a lot. It's good on the merits. People want it. It's got lots of stuff for different constituencies, and it's popular. Congressional Republicans are just saying they don't care about public opinion. Like, if the shoe were on the other foot, Democrats would be quaking in their boots about how popular this thing is, and they'd all be like, oh, my God, what do we do? Both Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy have come out against the bill. Nope. They're saying we are sticking with the 45% loser down in Mar-a-Lago. We're not doing any self-examination, not how did we lose touch with the American people? Why don't people like us? Why can't we reach these voters? Yeah, sure, he tried to overturn the election for the first time in the country's history. Yes, the last guy's rhetoric led to a violent attempt to stop the peaceful transfer of power while mobs chanted, hang Mike Pence. Yes, we're on the wrong side of the rescue bill while the country's in a once-in-a-century pandemic. Sure, all that's true, but we can rule from our little 45% minority. That's the play here. And the thing is, they might be right. That's the core truth of American politics at the moment, right? Maybe they can just gerrymander themselves in the majority in 2022, public opinion be damned, or get enough backlash going to get a high turnout election and win both houses. The fundamental defining feature of American politics at this moment is that one coalition has become detached from broad public opinion, from trying to achieve truly national majorities. And that's true because they are pretty confident they can game the system of America's Constitution, instructions, or power to successfully wield power from the position of a minority. Senator Bernie Sanders is the brand new chair of the Senate Budget Committee, which plays a